Anyway,
Okay,
I'm not
back.
going
Sorry about that,
because...
boys. Give me a sec. Okay. How we looking? How we doing? All right? Good.
Blizzard just keep on failing.
Fucking themselves in the ass.
They move from PR blunder to PR blunder with
That's right.
little agility and less grace. And today, they've done it again. And this isn't a massive story on a geopolitical scale, but it is a severe violation of good faith. It's them acting in a manner that I do believe is deplorable.
Deplorable? Deplorable.
Hey everyone, welcome
what
back
a
to
name.
another industry report. And
wow.
well, for somebody who started off as a World of Warcraft YouTuber, this sure has been a fun few weeks. And with today's story, it's not stopping, as Blizzard have recently drawn the ire of a wide segment of the World of Warcraft esports community and of myself for their handling of the AWC and MDI prize pools. They essentially misled people into dropping cash on supporting a prize pool, only to reveal that Blizzard themselves are not contributing to the prize pool. Well, later...
He missed the most important part. They're not contributing to the prize pool because they already got enough money from the people that were buying it, thinking that they would be helping Blizzard contribute to the prize pool. That's the best part. It's like they're basically punishing the fucking players because the viewers, the people, they spent too much money. It's crazy, dude. Did someone clip the guy saying the N-word? Oh, yeah, I know. It's a massive thing, right? Oh no, he said the N-word. Wow. Everybody, let's panic. You know, call the CIA and the FBI. Let's put, you know, martial law down. Yeah, he said a bad word. I muted him and kicked him out of Discord and banned him, right? It's not like, oh no. Like, I do what I need to do. That's about it, man. Guy's a fucking idiot. And that's it.
In this video, you'll actually see how some of their wording absolutely backfires on them in a damning way. Okay, so the AWC and the MDI are WoW's two big esports competitions. The Arena World Championship is the PvP component, and then the Mythic Dungeon Invitational is the PvE component, and that's where teams race each other through the game's near infinite difficulty scaling dungeons. Now, both of these events have many different stages throughout the year, but they do, of course, culminate in a massive showdown at BlizzCon, which is, of course, in just a few days. Now, this should be the pinnacle of the non-rating competitive World of Warcraft scene, but, well, what's happened here has really just thrown a spanner in the works. Okay, so at the start of the year, Blizzard announced that they would sell in-game toys through the store, and the 25% of the purchase price would go towards the tournament prize pools. Now, this is a very common practice in gaming. It's one that Valve do with Dota, and it's one that Riot sort of do with League of Legends. Now, here's how Blizzard worded it, and do note the wording here because it's extremely important. For a limited time, 25% of the proceeds will contribute towards the year's final LAN event prize pool for the AWC and the MDI, with a guaranteed minimum prize pool of 500,000 USD, 250,000 USD for each event.
I fucking thought that meant that Blizzard was guaranteeing $500,000.
Well, it's vague on purpose.
It is specific. I can guarantee you. Here's the worst part about this, is that Blizzard fucking did this knowing that people would mislead themselves.
100%.
They never said anything about not having to fill it out because of a minimum amount. They never said anything about that. They didn't say that in their other follow-up post. They never said that at all. They intentionally mislead people 100%. This was 100% intentional. This was not a, oh, well, people just read what they wanted to hear or whatever. No, everybody that read that thought the same fucking thing. Legally, yeah, they're in the clear. But ethically, fuck that.
Nope.
Fuck that, dude.
Nope. No, no, no.
No, 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 no.
Your support will help take the WoW esports prize pool to the next level. Okay, so Blizzard said the minimum prize pool would be 500k. Now, in line with audience expectations from, say, Dota, players would have expected that this meant that Blizzard would put in 500k themselves, and that then fan purchases would bolster that to give us a bigger prize pool. Now, note that the wording here is ambiguous, and it doesn't literally say that, but still, the point here is that 25% of the earnings would go to the prize pool, and you'll see how that technically is and isn't the case. Like, it technically is, but sort of morally isn't. Now, note here that Blizzard basically would have had to have had 500k ready to go, committed to this, in order to make that statement originally. So the update to this story is that it was announced that the final prize pool would be 660k, and many people thought this meant $500,000 from Blizzard and 160k from the player contributions.
Yeah.
But no, and this is the bombshell.
Here it
Cloud9's
is.
players Chan and Snuts confirmed.
Oh wait, there's somebody else that said this. I didn't even know there was a second tweet. Blizzard did not contribute a single cent to AWC and MDI prize pools this year. They pulled their own base contribution of 500k whenever they released how well the crowdfunding did. I wonder how many people who bought the toys would have done it if they had known this.
Oh, there's Chanimals. That's Chanimals. You know him?
Oh, that's Chan. I thought it was just like, I saw Chan. I didn't know who Chan
No,
was.
that's
Okay.
Chanimals, dude.
Dude, the Warlocks are coming in hot, man. They ain't gonna put up with this bullshit. Okay.
Don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah. FIG, thank you very much to the 5 good subs, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's 25% of earnings. Why are they mad? Because it was intentionally misleading.
What actually happened, and note that their information here, it comes directly from Blizzard. It's what Blizzard said to them during a meeting with the teams pre-BlizzCon. The 660k prize pool is 100% money from Blizzard selling the toys. It's money from the player purchases. Nothing from that prize pool is from Blizzard. When Blizzard said there would be a minimum prize pool of 500k, what they actually meant is that they would cover any gap in player funding. So if the 25% of toy revenue came to 300k, they would chip in 200k in order to bring it up to the $500,000 mark. Here's the thing though, that's just not normal practice within gaming. Even though Valve's The International ends up with crowdfunded prize pools in
They have $32,000, but fucking they put in 1.6 mil. They put that money in themselves. So Valve's doing this, like, they put in more money to the fucking prize pool than Blizzard, and it's a free game. It's a free game. No, the 1.6, it's base. See, look at this. Guys, come on. Like, base prize pool, contributed prize pool, each of these 4 fucking letters, or four names, is obviously what these 4 numbers correlate to. Obviously. So, base prize pool is 1.6 mil. I just... Holy shit, man. You said it's 34 million altogether? Well, yeah, I said I said 1,000 instead of million. But you guys know what I'm saying. It's a free fucking game. Dota is a free game. And somehow Valve can put together more money than Blizzard. 3 times as much. Over 3 times as much.
Excess of $34 million, Valve always, like, they contribute their $1.6 million baseline price. So what that means here is that what Blizzard did is just incredibly scummy and downright misleading. They were going against standard practice, so they should have worded that clearly. They could have, but absolutely chose not to. Indeed, they announced...
That's a good point. They did go against the standard fucking practice, and I'm going to tell you guys why that fucking matters, is because I defended this shit. I said, you know what? They can charge they can take 75% of the profits because that's what Valve and Dota do. I was like, you know what? This is an industry standard, so they're following the industry standard. Although I think it's low, this is what they normally do. And then they turn around and they do this bullshit.
A minimum prize pool of 500k. Now, given that the last year prize pool for one of the tournaments was 280k, and that they were now running 2, the 500k did make sense. It seemed pretty darn clear if that was the base prize pool of the event. So did the 25% of revenue go towards that?
Wait, 1 second here. So the prize pool was 280k. And that was also the MDI prize pool, right? From last year was 280k?
Right. Yes.
So their guaranteed amount from the prize pool was, no matter what, going to be less money that they spent than they spent last year.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't think people would realize that because you'd have to put 2 numbers together.
Correct. Not good. Man, what a company. I love Blizzard.
base prize pool of the event. So did the 25% of revenue go towards that larger prize pool? Well, I mean, yes and no. It went towards Blizzard not paying the 500k they said would be the minimum prize pool. Now that entirely goes against the spirit of such a system, and it does really, it just came to the shock of many people who purchased the esports toys. I mean, even just for comparison, the AWC last year had a 280k prize pool from Blizz. This year, Blizzard put in 0 and had their fans do it instead, all while misleading fans into thinking
making
they'd
money.
be propping up the announced
And they made
prize
money.
pool. I mean, this is how they ended up wording it. Your support will help take WoW esports prize pool to the next level.
Of course it will.
Note the word help. Players did not help the prize pool.
They
Players
funded it.
were the prize pool.
Yes.
They absolutely were just playing into the aspirational angle, knowing that large esports prize pools validate an audience's involvement in their game's esport.
Dude.
And to be honest, I'm flabbergasted at just how downright horrible this is from Blizzard.
What a
how
cock.
disrespectful it is of their players.
True.
That they aren't even willing to contribute to the prize pool of their own game's largest LAN. What?
And then they also, on top of that, don't even fucking have all the games played on the stage. Like, Blizzard just...
Oh, yeah.
You
yeah,
remember
that's
that?
right.
Remember
Maybe some people didn't hear. Tell them what Snuts told you.
So, I don't know exactly... Do you remember it better than I do? Like, I can kind of give my explanation, but do you remember the
You
specifics?
go ahead. You're better at it.
Okay, so basically, there are going to be games that are going to be played at BlizzCon, but the games won't be streamed or broadcasted at all. They're going to play them in some fucking back room, and nobody can get knocked out during these games, but in order for, like, different point systems, etc., they're actually going to have the different teams play championship games behind the fucking scenes because they don't want to actually put them on the stage for whatever reason. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to play it in the bathroom. Yeah, they're gonna go down to the basement. do the flower. do the WoW Arena Championship in the basement, dude.
Yeah, that's where it belongs, dude.
Because they only get 10k viewers already. Let's see how the let's find that out actually. Does Twinge work now? Let's see. Okay, Twinge does work. Wait, Ninja. I feel like this is a little bit outdated. All right, Warcraft. Let's see if this is even gonna happen. Okay, average viewers. Let's see what their viewership for this is. So was this the arena tournament here? September 8th and 7th. Yeah, was this the arena? This is MDI. Okay, what's this one here with 6,000 viewers? Oh, wait, no, this isn't 6. This is like 25,000. I feel like the show... Ooh. What was this? August 30th. They did reruns as well? I don't think reruns count on here. Anyway, let's see. So, I feel like the arena tournaments, they don't do well. Okay? Like, let's get that out of the way right now. They do not do well. But I feel like they do well enough for Blizzard to want to invest at least some money into them, okay? Make the competitors bring their own computers too? Well, yeah. I mean, I think that'll be next year. Yeah, they'll make the competitors bring their own computers and, you know what? They should make the competitors play for the prize pool too. You know, they'll have to put in, like, each one has to put in $1,000 in order to compete.
What's wild then is that Blizzard's StarCraft 2 War Chest is actually very upfront about how it works. It's completely honest. It says that the first 200k from the pass will be added on top of the event's 500k prize pool, with additional money going towards production costs. That's crystal clear. Very much unlike what they did with World of Warcraft. They totally sold this as, like, WoW's esports efforts being on the rise, and that they were giving players the chance to propel the prize pool to new heights. Yet all they did was use that passion to cut their own costs. The thing is, though, they did
make
it
$2
all
million.
on a technicality, all in fancy wording. Their purposefully vague, misleading announcement does allow them to get away with this, though I've got to wonder if a reading of the word help kind of invalidates that point or that defense. cents. Now, when this
And
was announced over my
guaranteed
World of
minimum.
Warcraft channel, I told the audience there that I thought this was basically just an attempt to sneak in more cosmetic microtransactions to the game. Now,
Yeah.
many people said, no, that's wrong, and it was a way to support the esports. But seeing how almost all of that was profit, because it was actually offsetting Blizzard's investment in their own tournament's prize pool, I think it's pretty darn clear what it actually was. I'd also like to bring up the value proposition here. Take Valve's Dota Battle Pass, right? They put an incredible amount of work into that. I mean, it really is quite engaging. It's full of rewards, there's stuff to do, there's even player cards, unique mechanics that are tied into the tournament. It's pretty much the best Battle Pass experience in existence. So you can see why 25% of the earnings from that has led to their $35 million prize pool for 2019. Now, compared to what Valve offer, Blizzard's offering is just pathetic, being less of a product and more of a donation. Though I wouldn't be surprised if they started selling the in-game toys at about the same price. I mean, really, WoW is kind of renowned for having expensive macro transactions after all. There's then another angle to remember here.
I love it.
LoL and Dota are free-to-play games. World of Warcraft is not. It's got a box price and $15 per month subscription fee.
And I still fucking defended that shit. I still fucking defended that shit. I said, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. I'm going to say, you know what? Blizzard, they're at least trying. They're at least doing something that's better for the community. Even though it's not ideal, it's better than most other things. And now we have this fucking bullshit. I can't believe it, man. I cannot fucking believe it. I feel like I've been made a clown.
You have.
Like they've made a clown out of me because
Yes.
I promoted this. I said this was a good idea. I bought the toys myself, and now they do this shit. Refund it? I'm not going to refund it because I think Blizzard. Here's the thing. Obi Pound, thank you for the 5 good subs. Blizzard, listen.
Here we go.
It's not too late to do the right thing.
They're not going to. They don't give a fuck. Like, when are you gonna accept this? When are you going to understand? They don't give a fuck about you or what you think they should do or this or that or how they should run the business.
Okay.
They don't give a fuck, dude.
Okay, well then maybe they'll listen to this. This item was bought with the goodwill and good faith of the community. You made $2 million off of this item, even if you give the 500K away. Even if you give it away, you made $2 million. How many people do you think you're going to buy it next time? Probably more than 25% less. I can guarantee you guys, I won't buy it again. I will encourage other people not to buy it again. And you will lose money, Blizzard. You will lose money by doing this. In the long run. This is peak quarterly capitalism. They don't give a fuck about what happens in Q1 2020 because they only are thinking about Q4 2019. Just think a little bit more long term, guys. You're selling yourselves short, you're selling the community out, and you're selling your players way too fucking short. People played the game for 10 years, man. They've been part of the community for 10 fucking years. You don't pay them a goddamn thing. They stream your game, they promote your game, they play every new patch, they play every new expansion, and they're doing it for a McDonald's slave wage. You can afford to give them 500 grand. And if this is the last tournament that you guys ever do, then give them a good fucking send-off and give them the money anyway. If you're going to get rid of AWC, if you're going to get rid of MDI, then fine. But give it a good fucking send-off. Do the 1.16 mil. Let's do the right thing, Blizzard. Please. It's shameful.
And that does make it an insanely profitable game, one that's also deeply monetized through its macro transactions. So it really is scummy, and there's not much more in this video in terms of analysis, right?
Yeah.
Blizzard just did something incredibly scummy, something misleading, and something that I mean, especially as compared to, say, how they run their own StarCraft 2 stuff, or how the rest of the industry works, just really does look bad. And it's important to call this behavior out, especially for me, as my largest channel is World of Warcraft. So it's extremely important that I'm actually fair and reasonable there. And, you know, I've got to wonder, like, was the WoW esports budget trimmed, maybe with the company-wide cost cutting, and this is their response to it?
I think it was
something
cut,
like
not
that.
trimmed.
But ultimately, I don't really think there's any excuse for how they've handled this
No.
and how they have not been clear with players, especially as contrasted to how they were very clear with StarCraft 2 and how, I mean, they used the word help the prize pool. Help also.
So wait, so they were clear with StarCraft 2. They were very, very defined on the way that they wanted to do it. They're like, okay, yeah, this is exactly how it's going to be. And now, it's the same company. It's the same company that did the StarCraft 2. Like, I know.
Implies that it's you and them, whereas actually it was just you. And there you go. That is another example of Blizzard being an incredibly scummy and disappointing company, one that is clearly trying to shed the goodwill that they managed to accrue over decades of making quality games. I mean, they sure are doing a masterclass in bad PR.
It's
so there
not
you go.
too late.
That's this video. Let me know what you think about this topic down below. Thank you very much for watching, and with that, I will see you next time.
It's not too fucking late. Like, they can just put the money back in and say, listen, you know, we originally planned on doing it this way, but because so many of our consumers thought that it was this other way, in order to preserve the integrity and trust of our community, we're going to add in the $500,000 anyway. They can turn some. This is the 200. This is the 300. This is the 500 IQ. Is that they literally take something that they took away from you. This is what they do in WoW. They're like, people get fucking excited whenever they add something back into the game that they took away. So they can say, like, yeah, we weren't going to do the prize pool. Everybody's mad. And then they give the prize pool back, something that they should have done at the beginning. But now people are like, wow, I can't believe how great Blizzard is for doing something that they already should have done. It's right there.